Hello YouTube, this is the Gamer Ninja here, and I want to apologize for this. In my initial recording of this, my audio settings got all jumbled up and really messed up. So basically, the end result was Dark Souls. The background music was obnoxiously loud, and the bass was
Bearer
more
of the
driven
curse,
than Beats
seek
headphones.
misery,
So, it was
for misery
really,
will
really
lead you to
bad, and
graver,
I didn't
stronger
realize it
souls.
until
You will never make the
basically I
cave
did the
with a
entire
soul so
recording.
frail and
I've
powerful.
never had this issue before, but I'm going to be doing it this way.
Seek
So,
those whose names are
hope you enjoy it
unutterable,
anyway. If you prefer it
the
this way, I can do
four
it this way as
endowed with
well. So,
immense
let me
souls.
know what you think.
Their
Now,
souls will
right now,
serve
I'm
as
talking to
beacons.
what I missed before, and what I actually was
Once you
kind of
have
looking for
found them,
was in the
return
first
here
video
to
was
me,
how the heck I level up. And it
so that
turns out I
hope will
talked to
not
this
fade
girl,
away.
the Emerald Herald, I believe her name was, or her title, I guess. It's not really her name. Uh, who would name their kid the Emerald Herald? But basically, I talked to her. And She eventually lets me level up, and it turns out when I check, I'm about 10 souls short of being able to level up. And she also gives me something called an Estus Flask, which is basically the most useful item in the entire game, from what I can tell, because it just lets you heal up relatively for free. And here I am trying to figure out how to put it on my little menu at the bottom left, and I'm sort of fiddling around, piddling around, can't figure out what I'm doing, and I'm cycling through them again, making sure I don't already have it assigned. You can see I'm sort of just fiddling with buttons here. I'm getting better at it though, actually. I'm starting to finally get comfortable with this game. It's a really good game. I highly recommend it. Uh, if you don't mind going slightly crazy. So there I accidentally drank my Estus, because I'm still trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing. And so, yeah, that's basically all that's happening in this one. So, it turns out that somebody mentioned that I missed like a optional fight, uh, in the things betwixt. I'm still kind of annoyed about that, the change thing, but whatever. Um,
Is that a shard you
anyway,
found?
here I
Here,
choose to
let
talk
me
to
see
her
it,
again,
so that I may help you
and I give her apparently my
to see
Estus
light,
shard,
to see hope,
which I didn't know what it did at first,
however faint it might be.
but uh, it upgraded my Estus Flask so I can use it twice instead of just once. Which I don't think I need to tell anyone how useful that is. Uh, let's see. I think it's right about here. Oh, I tried to do it again just to see if I can choose the system, but I don't. But I sort of look and I'm trying to figure out how the heck does this all work. So I sort of figured out what each of the stats do, and it turns out that my guesses were pretty accurate. I guess that just shows how many of these RPG style games that I do. Uh, yeah, it's once you've played one RPG like this, it gets pretty. You can sort of figure out what they want you to do. So I'm sort of looking around, and I finally realized I need more souls to level up. So I decided to go run back and take care of this optional fight. I think. No, I choose to use the teleportation feature, which by the way is a great feature that every game should have. So you don't have to wander around for 10 decades trying to figure out where the hell you're supposed to go. What else can I say about this? Getting really sick and tired of seeing that screen though, and you're gonna see that screen quite a bit, because this optional fight kicks my sorry ass quite a few times. Because I still don't know how to do combat. Actually, strike that. I don't know how to do Dark Souls at all. But I'm learning, and I'm having fun with it. So, one of my friends told me that there's an optional fight that gives me this ring that's all but necessary for early game. Uh, that's by the waterfall. So I'm looking around, trying to figure out if there's like a secret passage somewhere that I have to hit, or have to, like, I'm looking for it over here, because this is by the waterfall. So I'm wandering around like a madman, and I go down here, see if I missed anything down here, and I notice this little alcove thing, and I think, oh, I can just crawl in there, and there's probably something in the back. Only to realize that there's no crawl feature in the game. There's a roll feature, but here I am looking to see if there's a crawl feature, and I didn't see it. I saw jump, I saw interact, I saw everything except for crawl. So I tried rolling down there, nothing happens, and I still am looking, and I'm just going, well, that can't be it. I'm looking around, still looking, still nothing. And I think, well, maybe it's on the other side of here again. So I just sort of look around, and I thought maybe it's closer to the house. So I look around the house. I don't see anything that could point to a secret passageway. I choose to look over here because I hadn't been over here, and I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. I still don't see anything, and yeah, I'm just sort of wandering and trying to go, where the hell is this thing? He said I'd know it when I saw it, so now I feel really dumb.
Go on.
So I try talking to them, maybe they'll mention a hint. Of course, they're useless to me. I break that out of sheer frustration at this point, because this shouldn't be that hard. And if I say, you know what, screw it, I'm going to go through this area again, grab some souls, maybe I'll see another waterfall that I missed. Don't know how you miss a waterfall, but, you know, things happen. I was busy looking at the rest of the game, maybe I just missed it. And I need souls anyway, so I might as well go through this again. So you actually sort of see me experimenting with the lock-on feature here, which, again, if I were using the keyboard, I'd probably do a bit better with it, but I choose to use a controller because this game was originally on an Xbox and PS controllers, so I feel that the controller is probably the best and most natural way to do it once you get the hang of it. And I'm sure all the PC superiority people are gonna cry bloody murder. There, I'm just sort of glaring in frustration at the secret treasure of the Things for Twix stage. And, yeah. Maybe one day I'll go back there and fix my things. But, for now, I'm too lazy to go back there. I don't feel like dying repeatedly again. Human effigies are hard to come by. Fighting these guys. I'm doing fairly well in combat. Then again, these guys are pretty easy. So, yeah, that's about that. So, yeah, let me know, what you think about what's going on so far. I'm probably going to split up this recording section in like half-an-hour segments. 15 minutes feels too short for how like little action that happens, and I think that half an hour would probably be the best amount to go by here. I found out when you backstab somebody, you're also invincible, so that arrow just went right through me because physics. I completely missed this guy, and fortunately he's really, really slow, so he was really easy to kill. And this entire time, I don't know if you can hear it, but in the original audio, I am cursing the fact that I'm stuck with this little dagger with absolutely crap range. So here I'm just sort of looking at this nest again, and I'm thinking to myself, I could probably come back here. So I want to remember that if I ever get something smooth or silky, I can come back here and trade it in. And probably get something fairly nice, I would imagine. So I'm back down here, I've got more souls, and I'm looking around. From what I actually looked it up some stuff, and I don't see any mention of an illusory wall in this area. So maybe I'm just dumb, or maybe these people are jerks and are lying. But I'm here again, trying to figure out where the hell this illusory wall is. And you get to see me spend some more time here. Forgive the noise here for a second. Okay, I'm just adjusting everything to get myself a bit more comfortable. Alright. Well, in any case, there's not a whole lot to say about here. I'm still stubbornly looking for this illusory wall. I don't even know how you activate an illusory wall. By the way, praise the sun. But I'm just sort of mashing buttons as I run around. And I'm hoping that one of them activates this illusory wall thing. Maybe I need to be on New Game Plus or something, but, because that is a thing. And apparently the game gets even harder. Granted, I died mostly due to my own stupidity in the first half, in the first episode, so it's not a big deal. So again, I'm just sort of looking around for a waterfall. Still looking. And nothing. So here I just say, you know what? Screw it. I'm going back and I'm looking at that waterfall. And bear in mind, I completely forgot about one thing about that waterfall area, and that is that there was a bridge. And here, some of the person pointed out that I didn't go up the steps. And to be quite honest, I didn't read that comment or that message until after I recorded this. But you'll find that I later figure out that those are actually steps. And I also realized there's a second half to this area. And as I was running across, I noticed that there was this little hole over here. And there are big footsteps. So I assume that this is the area. And I'm sort of going, oh god, what am I going to have to face? And it's one of these guys. I'm just going, great. Well, whatever, let's fight. And I fight, and I'm fighting. And at this point, I'm just sort of watching him, trying to determine how he likes to move, and that hit me. I didn't know that that was going to do damage, and I roll right into his next attacks and die immediately. So, get used to me dying a lot in these next couple of minutes, because it's going to happen quite a few times. But I'm glad I found it, and another thing that people pointed out was I didn't retrieve my souls, and that's really bad of me. And that is true. I'm really bad at this game. Like, really, really bad. So I'm going to try to make a conscious effort to retrieve my souls every time I die. Like, I will retrieve my souls, run away, and die just so that they're in an easier location to access. But when they said that this game is a lot of trial and error, they were not kidding. So here I'm just sort of trying to get used to the roll and attack reach, which, by the way, daggers suck for this type of a fight. He not only does way more damage than me, he also has way more range than me. So the only thing I have on him is the fact that I'm a player and he's an AI. And I'm faster than him. Those are my two advantages. So I'm just sort of looking at his various attack patterns. And it looks like he's got several different 3-hit moves, so I decided to take advantage of the one where he falls over. And while I could probably sneak in a couple of slices there, here and there. And there he just completely smashed my face in. So here I'm trying to fiddle around with my items things because I forgot how to use items. So I'm just sort of roaming through trying to get back to my Estus flask. And I skipped it again because I'm an idiot. When I finally learn how to manage my items, that'll be a glorious day. So I roll out of the way, anticipating that, and I drink, and I run away. And this is basically what I imagine Dark Souls bosses are going to be like. Run into the fight, not knowing what to expect, dying to whatever BS there is. And that's a new technique. I almost got hit by that. And I'm just going, I get the feeling I don't want to get hit by that. It probably does a lot of damage. But I imagine lots of Dark Souls bosses are basically trial and error, and trial and error, and trial and error. I threw a Witching Lure in there just to sort of see how much it does. I have no idea what I'm doing, by the way. I didn't know what that did, so I just sort of set it down. There I got stuck up against the wall, because camera sucks. And this camera in this area, I don't know if this is going to forever be a problem. But man, this camera sucks sometimes. Because I think I get hit quite a few times just because I can't see what I'm doing. And I get hit by that lunging technique. Even though it looked like I got out of the way, I apparently didn't, and I immediately died. So now I know that that lunge technique is avoid at all costs. I can already tell. This is not even a boss, by the way, and I'm having trouble. But anyway, when I went through this house the first time, I thought that those things on the left were shelving units. I didn't realize that they were stairs, so I didn't think to go up them. So here I'm wielding my, sort of fiddling through my inventory, and I'm wondering if I have anything that could help me at all. And there's not a whole lot to say about this. This is me just trying to figure out how to make my fight even just a little bit easier. And I notice I have this thing, so I decided to break it. I don't even know where I got that. I guess I just sort of randomly pick up stuff. But yeah, I'm running back. I'm sorry this part's pretty dull, but I swear once we get to the flashier parts of this game, I imagine it'll be a lot more fun and way more enjoyable to watch. And I gotta admit, even when I was like ready to throw my controller at my door out of sheer frustration at this guy, it was a lot of fun. Not necessarily because the fight itself was a lot of fun, but because I was starting to see like the potential of this game. I love games that like challenge me and are difficult. So if I'm getting my butt kicked by not even a boss monster, I'm really I'm frustrated and I'm concerned. But at the same time, I can't help but wait to surpass this and move on to higher challenges. And that's a lot of fun of games. So, if you'll notice, I'm two-handing my dagger, which is still an awkward concept to me. A dagger's sole purpose is to be used in the offhand and be quick and subtle and sneaky stabbity-stab, rogue-style sneak attack for extra 2d6 points of damage or whatever. Little D&D joke there. There, that was completed utter BS, but apparently he can spin around to control where he falls, and he'll purposely try to fall on top of me, even though it looks like he's just sort of falling. But more you know, more I know now, so I can enter in and hopefully not die as quickly.
Gee, can I have a bow or a crossbow?
And, I get the feeling if I had started a magic class, this fight would be an absolute joke. Because he is really, really, really slow. It's the fact that I have to get into his threat range, that's the reason why I'm dying. And if I had, say, magic spells, this fight would probably be the biggest joke. Because I could literally just keep away. I could literally probably just run straight down this hallway and just shoot him forever. So, with that in mind, I grab my souls, and I'm going to try this again. So I'm trying to sort of get a feel for the lay of the land, so I'm sort of wandering around, and just sort of looking whether, and I accidentally aggroed him there. But, I'm just sort of looking around, and there, the camera is complete and utter BS, and I immediately die.
Well, that was fast.
So, I hope this isn't a reoccurring thing. Someone told me that, what was it? The Smelter Demon or whatever cheats, so, I have that to look forward to. Woo. But, yeah, let me know what you all think of this game. So I'm sort of messing around with different ideas. At this point, I've just said, screw it, I'm going to try something completely unusual. And here's where I sort of come up with the idea of keeping my distance from this guy. Because I do have a whip. Even though I can't use it well, I do have it. So I figured, if I can somehow get to a point where I can hit him, but he can't hit me, and I just sort of hit him forever, it would make for a very dull video. But, I'd get the dumb thing, whatever it is. And, yeah. Again, I want to emphasize, I've played a lot of this type of game. I really have. RPGs are some of my favorite types of games. But, I can't, there, I also accidentally aggroed him and didn't realize he was aggroed. And so I ate a lot of damage. But, as I was saying, RPGs are sort of my favorite type of game. They let you do a lot more, in my opinion, than, say, a shooter. But, yeah, this game, I can already tell you, is going to be a lot of fun. So here, I come up with an idea of, if I go back through that hole, he won't be able to hit me, and my whip should be thin enough where I can hit him. So again, this whole camera thing really, really sucks. So I'm trying to hit him, and it turns out that I can't. So I finally say, screw it, I'm going to slap him on the ass with my whip. And it hits, and this is not gonna end well, as I'm sure you can all tell, and he goes nom on my head, and I die. So, that basically determined that out of the two weapons that I have, the dagger is definitely the best choice, despite the range discrepancy.
Everywhere. But that guy goes, nope, I know what you want to do. Well, whatever.
So I run back. I'm dual wielding it though, the whip right now. And I pull out the dagger again, dual wielding it, I believe. No, not yet. And man, I'm kind of glad I didn't run into this guy right away when I had absolutely no idea how combat worked or how to move or anything, because that would have just been awful. I would have been so frustrated. But yeah, I lock on and I'm sort of moving around. And so I tried to backstab him, wondering if I even can. So I get hit once, and I choose to drink Estus just because if he hits me again, I'm gonna die. Because he'll hit me with more than one technique. So there, I got hit again, and I don't even know what happened because I couldn't see. So I choose to break a life gem here, very, very dumbly. So I just immediately die because I didn't realize that I knew that the Estus stopped me completely because I couldn't do anything. But I didn't realize that the light gem would slow me down so much that he could actually catch up to me and hit me from that range. So, more knowledge learned. Again, I apologize for the noise right now. Much better. Oops. There we go. So here I'm sort of looking at that shelving unit and wondering if that's a shield, and if so, can I have it? But I figured, you know what, there's no way they're gonna give me something easy. This is Dark Souls. Nothing in this game's ever ridiculously easy. So I run back, dagger ablazing, and I'm just sort of gonna try this again. I think at this point, though, I've seen every single one of his moves, so I feel kind of comfortable fighting him. So I just choose to aggro him and see what happens. There, I thought I was actually going to get hit. But I'm noticing that a lot of his moves are really punishable if I was more comfortable in my combat abilities. But right now, I just wanted to reclaim my souls, because if I die again and lose all those souls, it's going to be forever until I level up. So, in hindsight, I probably should have gone back and leveled up. It would have given me a little bit of a boost to power. That would have been really nice. So I'm just going to do sort of like hit and run style tactics here. And just try to wear him down. And so I'm basically just waiting for those very slow, very punishable moves. And I noticed that the uppercut type technique has a really long cooldown, but I'm really the most comfortable with that when he falls type of maneuver. And again, I'm fiddling with my items, but I don't do it nearly as long. There, again, I thought I was going to get hit. So I drink Estus, and I'm on the defensive here. Now here, I'm sort of panicking, because I realize I'm up against the freaking wall. And I'm going into a very narrow place. And I don't want to be there. So I'm trying to lure him back to the open area where I can dodge and maneuver around without worrying about stuff. That roll there was done completely blind, by the way. I couldn't see anything because of the brush. But, yeah. There I got hit, and I don't even know how. I couldn't see completely what was going on. So, again, my mistake. And here, again, I get smashed up against the wall, and I'm going, crap, I'm gonna die, crap, I'm gonna die, crap, I'm gonna die, crap, I'm gonna die. Again, I thought I was gonna die there. And I say, you know what? I'm gonna actually try. So I break a life gem to try to give myself some health back to be able to take at least one hit, and there I couldn't see, so I'm just sort of rolling randomly there. So I choose to just start slapping him, and then he shows that move, and I just went, what the hell was that? And I guess if you're behind him as he's getting up, he can just sort of sit on you, which makes some degree of sense given his size and his lack of what appears to be lack of mental thought process capability. So again, I'm just sort of trying to do something. I notice I'm actually pretty close, and I have no idea how I lived that, because that looked like I was gonna hit, and I just hit the attack button too many times. So I break another life gem, and I'm just sort of trying to do as much damage as I can. And I'm just sort of picking away at him. And again, I really wish I had something like a long sword or something, because that would have been really nice here. I get stuck up against the wall there, so I take a hit, and I back away to heal. Again, this isn't exactly the most exciting fight, but it was a very rewarding fight for me mentally, because that meant that I'm finally getting the hang of this game to a degree. And again, he shows off that new move, which he really wasn't using until this attempt, so I assume that means that it's starting to realize that it's getting low on health. So I choose to break a life gem to try to keep myself healthy. And I'm really getting nervous here, because I'm really close. And I'm trying to learn how to manage my stamina well. So I'm trying to keep an eye on that stamina meter, while also keeping an eye on my range and my item manipulation, and it's a lot of multitasking. So there, I thought I was going to die, and I was about to be very upset. So I choose to just sort of say, you know what, this is going to be the attempt, and I break two of my remaining life gems, so I have one left. I get hit again, so I back away. I use the last life gem, and I'm just going to take this slow. Slow and steady wins this race, especially in a game like Dark Souls. And I have no idea how the hell that one hit me. So, but at this point, I am in full-blown panic mode, so I'm just sort of going, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. Because if I don't beat him here, this is my best chance, the farthest I've gotten. And this is probably the best chance I've ever gotten, so I go ham when he does his uppercut, and I almost get hit, and I get it. And I was so happy. And I got a stone ring. And now, I don't really understand everything about this game just yet, but it says that it reduces the enemy's poise. And poise, I'd imagine, has something to do with your posture or fighting stance, so I assume it lets you break through an enemy's guard or keeps them staggered longer or something. That's just my personal guess. But, it looked, I didn't realize this, but it looks like you can wear up to 4 rings, which leaves a lot of customization options, so I just decide to wear all of my rings all at once, because I got one from my Covenant. I believe I started with one, and then I just got another, so I already have 3 rings. One of which is just increases my magic resist, the other lets me use the Covenant, and this one is actually combatively useful. So, I guess I'll end the recording there, guys, and I'll catch you all next time. Hope you all enjoyed, and thank you for sticking with me for this long. Gamer Ninja out.